So tell us a bit about your career and how you came to be.
We met at RMIT, studying fashion. We're arch rivals. Hard to believe, isn't it? Yes, we met in our third year in fashion, and we were pretty competitive. And I suppose we have very different design aesthetics. And when we graduated, we felt that there was a real need to do something different in fashion in Australia. At that time, it was a pretty flat environment, and so we decided
when was this roughly?
Oh, about 1993, 94.
Okay.
Early 90s. It was a fairly flat environment, so we decided to start our own design label to try and conquer the world, so to speak. It was very Eurocentric at the time, and there was quite a bit of plagiarism in fashion, so we really felt quite committed to presenting a different point of view.
I mean, I guess when we first started too, we were sort of idealistic in terms of not just setting up a label, but we sort of set up more of a studio space as well in terms of, it was Denise and myself, but it was also about working with graphics people, printers, other specialist workers as well, working more under a studio banner environment. That's how we initially started. Before it was a label, Six was more of a collective.
What would you say is your best achievement to date then?
I'd have to say it's really the recycling. Recycling as a way to design, a process of design. We stumbled upon recycling because our label was born at a time when we were going through a recession. It was very difficult to access fabrics and to create something unique on a limited budget. So I'd say that recycling's really stayed with us. We started cutting up tailored jackets, looking at recycling knitwear, looking at recycling men's clothing and turning it into women's clothing, and really that's a process that stayed with us since day one.
It's funny when we use the word recycling, you say the word recycle in a fashion context, what comes to mind? Vintage, old clothes, but it's like what Denise was saying, it became more of a design methodology for us, a way of working and developing new sort of pattern making systems through a garment and working in reverse, as opposed to vintage clothing, because we're not really interested in that. It was more about appropriation.
Let's just talk for a minute about this collaboration on the climate project in particular. I'd just like to understand what you found most interesting about that.
For us it was a real challenge because we're used to designing for the body, and even though we all have workspaces that we inhabit and we move through every day, I think that for us the biggest challenge was to look at an environment that's fixed, because in fashion and in our studio in particular, we have many different environments that we move through during the day. So we might, we're pattern making, we're styling a client, we're moving between our workspace at RMIT. So really for us, that was a real challenge to deal with the fixed environment or the movable environment of climate, but also to think about adapting the wardrobe to the office or the workplace.
It was a technical challenge in terms of, and we've spoken about this a few times, mainly accuracy. I mean, in clothing, yeah, we are accurate, but we've stayed with our techniques, our way of making, and appropriated that to another product where maybe in clothing terms you can get away with a centimetre in a shoulder. Maybe you can't in a women's skirt, you've got 0.5, but here 0.1, you've got to be accurate. So that's been a challenge.
One of the main themes that we've tried to carry from the fashion, from designing for fashion across to climate, is really designing a wardrobe for the workplace. And we've taken, with this particular screen, Recycle Me. It's a screen that everybody can relate to. We've taken the jean, a pair of jeans, and literally turned it into a print. And I suppose really everybody has a pair of jeans. There's a bit of humour embedded in that screen as well, because one of the challenges that we wanted, well, one of the things that we wanted to achieve was that when people saw our work, they'd smile, and there was engagement and there was a little bit of humour attached to it.
Do you want to explain how it works? You got the pockets and...
Well, this particular screen is it's really been influenced by the tailored jacket. So we've got the jet pockets and on both sides, and it's easy to put on and off.
Give you a hand.
Give me a hand. I'm fumbling.
It's really just like clothing someone, isn't it? Like
yes, that's right. Popping on a new coat or dress. That's it. There we are.
It's a beautiful pattern.
All right.
Too. Well done.
That's right.
What is happening here? We know that's printed. It's not actually a loose thread at all.
That one's actually taken from a tailored jacket. It's the interlining with the pad stitching and the tailored jacket piece.
Peter, we've got a very interesting screen here, and I love the analogy of the jean and the pocket and our little friend in it. Can you just explain how that works? And
Well, how it works, I guess, visually it's quite sort of confusing in terms of we wanted to keep a sort of collage, spontaneity about it, but yeah, we wanted to keep all the accoutrements of the actual jean and the functional aspect of the jean as well. So the pockets work like a normal jean pocket would. The belt loops are functional too in terms of it could be a device of clipping or strapping things onto.
And you've got a strap here that holds something here.
You like today, and then it basically works like pulling off an offer jean.
Very nice. Very nice. The little pegs, I guess we could clip things to those.
Well, you can use it, you can wash it and then hang it up on your workstation.
Very